Hello Pisces, I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your March 2017 Tarot Forecast. Do remember you can use these videos for your Sun, Rising, and Moon signs. So let us begin. You begin the month with the Eight of Pentacles. This is a card of interesting work projects underway, a time for labor and discipline, a time for creativity and apprenticeship. And so this is representing your current outside influences at the beginning of the month, and it's all about you basically working away at your job or whatever is important to you. For the challenge card, or what may help or hinder you this month, you have the Three of Swords. This month, the challenge for you will be to bravely move ahead, to face the worst, to speak regardless of consequences and lay it on the line, and also to have fortitude during difficult times. So this is going to be a month of challenges, and the idea is for you to stay strong and brave as you face the path ahead. For the underlying energy, you have the Six of Swords. This is everything that is forming a foundation of your current situation. So like especially the things around you and your immediate environment. And the Six of Swords is about positive energy and clarity and progress and having a positive attitude. Also about friends and exchange and networking and having good allies. So it is a plus here that even though you have these challenges and you have to face them bravely, you at least have a lot of support from friends and allies and just a lot of positivity in general kind of at your back to assist you this month. Now, I have seen this card interpreted a different way before, and for some of you this might actually be more fitting, especially with the other cards here, and that is a difficult but necessary transition and or a rite of passage. And that could be it, especially with some of the cards coming up that seem to point to possible relationship troubles, like getting over a relationship, and we'll get more into that soon enough. So I'm just throwing that in there to keep that in mind too, because that may very well play a factor here. For the past and issues you've had to deal with, you have the Seven of Pentacles. This card really has a lot of meanings, but the ones that I think are most likely would be issues surrounding being unable to take a break from your work and rest, and trying to find the work that is truly right for you in having challenges in doing so, like trying to find what you're really meant to do in life, or maybe you have found it and you're trying to do it, but it's hard to actually implement it, or this is what has been happening. This can also be being overworked, being exploited, just having too much of a workload to deal with and being exhausted from it. This can be delays and frustrations, especially regarding work. This can be almost on the flip side of that, temporary unemployment, troubles finding a job basically. And this can also be not getting paid enough for the work that you have done. So which it is going to depend on your unique situation, but it's mainly dissatisfaction with work or trouble around work. Now, another interesting possibility, since this is a 7, and 7s are Libra, and Libra refers to relationships, you could have had challenges around a relationship or relationships, and especially if they related to work, but it could be any kind of relationship really. That brings us to the next card, what you hope to achieve this month. You have the Empress reversed. This card, when reversed, is talking about a failed romance, loss of love, a broken relationship. It can also talk about being overworked and exhausted and having waning optimism. But since, of course, this is falling in what you hope to achieve, for some of you, it's going to be that you're trying to get over a failed romance or loss of love or a broken relationship. For others, it's that you're trying to find a way to take a break from working too much, basically, to not feel so overworked and exhausted, and to try to feel more lighthearted. Now, this card is advising you, regardless of what your situation is, to focus on the more positive, upright meanings of it, which include being optimistic, proceeding with an optimistic attitude, and to embrace the beauty and abundance of life, and also the energy of love and harmony, to cultivate more love and harmony within yourself, and also nature and getting out into nature, exploring the earth and the environment and the flora and fauna, the gardens, the forests, the trees, all of it. Like really, really, really getting out into nature this month will be particularly helpful to you and help you feel better about any challenges that you have been facing or continue to face. Getting out into nature is highly, highly recommended. For the near future, you have the Nine of Wands reversed. This is weakness, defeats, loss, waste, exhaustion. So you are likely still feeling exhausted early in the month from the work that you've been doing, and or maybe other issues, like relationship issues or whatever that you've been facing. This is also like being compelled to let go and give up, and feelings of like pessimism and stuff like that. But notice that it's a 9, which is referring to something that is almost over. And so really it's like saying don't give up, because you likely just have one final battle to get through, and then things will be much better, things will be much easier. You have one more battle to get through until it's all over, so it's like don't you dare give up because it is almost over. For your attitude or position on the situation, about halfway through the month, you have the Ten of Cups reversed. You're feeling like your hopes have been dashed. You're feeling like your peace has been disturbed. This can be an emotional crisis or domestic and romantic troubles, but remember, this is how you're feeling. This is not reflecting any physically manifested reality. So you're basically likely to be feeling really disappointed with the whole situation and the way that it's going. And like what you were hoping for is just not happening. What you were expecting has been completely nullified. And since this card, when reversed, can also talk about issues around like a loss of love or romantic troubles or whatever, and it's also a 10 and it's reversed. 10 is talking about completion, reverse 10 is talking about incompletion. You may literally be saying that you feel incomplete without this person from the past. For those of you that did lose someone that you loved, or like a romantic relationship or whatever, you may be saying that you still feel literally incomplete without that person. And so again, what you hope to achieve this month is getting over that, for some of you at least. And halfway through the month, it's like you're saying you're still struggling with that. So, for the outside force coming in, we have the devil reversed. This is good news, actually, because the devil reversed is talking about beginning to break free from a difficult situation that you felt chained to, or that was really painful for you in some way. But this is the outside force coming in, so it's like someone probably is going to come into your life and assist you, or maybe that person's already in your life and they're going to assist you in breaking free, or at least beginning to break free and release yourself from difficulties or the challenges that you may have been facing. And now this might not even be a person, though. That's the thing. It can also just be a circumstance that you find yourself in one way or another, where the chains begin to break and you finally feel some relief, some freedom, some release. So that's the energy you can expect, especially later in the month with the Devil card reversed. For your hopes or fears, you have the Death card. You're hoping, especially when we look back down here and here, I would say, you're hoping to be able to let go of the past, especially for those of you who had the romantic issue. Although I guess this would apply to all of you, really. You're hoping to be able to face those issues. You're hoping to be able to look deep into the very deepest parts of yourself, to have piercing insights into your hidden self, and to confront those issues, those deep, dark issues that part of you might not want to confront. Remember, with the Three of Swords, the challenge being facing the worst. You're hoping that you'll be able to face the worst this month and to come out the other side of that renewed, and to experience deep emotional healing. That's one of the primary meanings of the Death card. And to let whatever happened die, and to experience the death process of it, to experience that in whatever form it may take, that deconstruction, that decaying, that natural decaying and death process, so that then you can experience the birth of something new. You have to embrace the energy of the Death card. Embrace the energy of death and rebirth. That's the way it happens naturally. That's the way it happens in nature, with the Empress card here, talking about nature. That's the way it happens in nature. That's the way it happens, therefore, with all of us, with humanity. Whether we're talking relationship issues or work issues or whatever. On the flip side of that, some of you may be saying that you're afraid to face those issues, because this is hopes or fears. You may be afraid to dig deeper and confront that and go through whatever you have to go through to process the trauma or the grief or the loss or whatever it was. You may be afraid of that indeed, but if that's the case, you mustn't be afraid of the dark side. You must embrace it if you wish to be whole. For the outcome card, you have Strength reversed. This is the energy of cowardice, weakness, apathy, fatigue, lack of enthusiasm, inhibition, lack of self-esteem, powerlessness, depression, pessimism, shaken optimism, sorrow. Well, basically, I'm sure you guys all get the idea. So that kind of energy is the likely outcome here. And so this card is really advising you, just like the Empress card advised you, or similar to that anyway, to focus on optimism, to try to be more optimistic, especially towards the end of the month, to focus on having courage, and to try to have victory over adversity. So it's like the cards are still saying that's, possible. And I would say also confidence, and just being strong in general, a very elementary interpretation with it being the strength card, just have strength basically. That's the theme here, to be strong, to be confident, to have courage, to be optimistic, as we saw here, to bravely move ahead. Find the courage within you to face the path ahead. And the interesting thing is, it's like these cards are saying that you actually have the potential very much to be optimistic this month and to still enjoy the pleasures of life. They're not saying it's like some impossibility. They're saying, hey, you have the option of, getting out into nature and experiencing more joy. You have the option of being stronger and experiencing more courage and victory over adversity. You have all of that as the option. So that's the card's recommendation, and that's my recommendation. And also, even technically with the devil reversed here, that card would be advising you to focus on the positive upright meanings of the devil card, which is to keep things in order, and to have more structure, and to focus on like stability and determination, especially I would say with that card, determination and kind of making things happen in the physical world, whatever is important to you, like whatever you're working on or whatever. But also, don't overwork yourself either. That's another thing. Take rest as needed, get out into nature as needed, and then get back to work when you're good and ready to. So that's about it, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great month. This has been a tarot forecast for the sign of Pisces for the month of March 2017 from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. And also, happy birthday, Pisces. I hope you have a great birthday this month.